Good morning, everybody. I wanted to do a technical analysis on one particular company that had earnings recently, and their earnings pretty much caused this equity, which is Hawaiian Airlines, to go down drastically. So it went up, I believe, over 20 something percent the first day. And to an inexperienced trader or investor, that may seem like a good deal, right? If you have a company and then all of a sudden you get it the next day at a 20% discount, what happens is that a lot of amateurs, for lack of a better word, jump on it and they buy it. Okay? And that's what happened the first day after the earnings. And these people were buying this stock, and as soon as the market opened, if they bought it, it was going against them. So they got in at $22, and now it is trading at 18.70. So even though it might have seemed like a good deal to them, they are essentially down $3 plus on this equity. So you have to be very careful when these companies come out with earnings. Just because a stock went down 5, 10, 15, 20% does not mean that it's a good deal. And sometimes you can see the sentiment when you go to these Twitter accounts and you see what people are posting. There seems to be a lot of hope around this stock. So what that means is that a lot of people are posting quote unquote reasons why this company is going to go higher. And the reason why they do that is because they're in a losing position and they're trying to justify why this company would go up. And that is when you're investing or trading, that is the worst thing you can do. Stay in an equity and try to come up with reasons why you think the company is going to go up. So they're posting these fundamentals, they're speculating about the price of oil and all those things. None of that matters. What matters is that you're in a losing position, and so you have to set your stop loss. You have to say, okay, this is how much I'm willing to lose, and that's it. That's it. Then you get out of the stock or whatever you're going to do. So all this reasoning, put that aside. Let's look at the charts. So this is technical analysis. We look at the charts. So we look at the actual price movement and where we think the buyers and sellers are. And from what I'm seeing now is that this stock ultimately wants to go down lower. And a couple of days ago, I posted that this stock is going to $13. And I essentially got attacked by a lot of people saying, are you insane? How can this stock go to $13? That's very unrealistic. Well, the stock went from 26 to 21 within one day. So 13 is very much possible, especially when you think about how these airlines have been going up drastically. So this might be one of the very early indicators that the airlines are turning over. And when you consider that this stock just in October was trading at $14, it is very possible that it could go down to 13. So mark my words, this stock does not look good. Now let me explain to you, depending on what kind of an investor you are. Maybe in the short term you might see a bounce. So if you get it at these levels or even lower, then you might be safe. And that's the best word I'm going to use. You might be safe. But if you plan on holding this for months, years, you have to be very careful, because the overall market is gonna have a correction sometime later, sometime in the spring. And when the market corrects itself, in other words, it goes down, this stock will be very vulnerable, and that might be the time when it goes down to the $13 level. So in the near term, as far as technical analysis goes, what I have is I have a little bit of a level at 17, which is this red line, and that in technical analysis terms is a 200 moving average. And what you have going for you if you intend to buy this is that the stochastics are turning down lower. Now granted, they haven't turned around, okay, to the upside. So they still have a little bit more to go. So what I'm thinking is that within the next 2 to 4 days, you might see some sort of near-term bottom. Okay, and again, if we zoom in and try to explain what's going on, so what I'm thinking, and again, this is all speculative, nothing is 100%, but what I'm thinking is that we might go into some of this near-term support, which is right here at the $17 level. You are at support now. Okay, let's be clear about it. You are at support now because you have a lot of buyers that are essentially stuck from November to the first 3 weeks of November of 2014. So you have a lot of short sellers rather that are stuck. So they're going to cover here. So that is going to probably drive the stock a little bit higher in the near term. So we just have to figure out where that bounce is going to come. It might come now, although to be safe, I would probably wait to go down lower to the $17 level. And you might even argue that there is another support level even lower than that. And let me show you. So I just have to zoom out a little bit. Let's go to the weekly instead of the daily chart. And so if you just look at the chart, you can see that $13 is very realistic. So if we do the Fibonacci retracements, which are very good levels of support, especially the 618, which is what we have now. So the 618 is where we are right now. That one is at the 1795 level. So from my perspective, there is going to be some support going from the 1795 to the $17 level. However, to me, just based on how this stock has moved, I would rather play it safe and go down lower. So I would be comfortable if within the next couple of days, by the end of the week potentially, we get down to this pivot point right here, which is around the 1650 area. Now, a short-term bounce only, that's all it is. So if we get to the 1650 area, and again, this is all limited by time. So if you get there in 3 weeks, this is no good anymore. So if we get to the 1650 area on HA within the next couple of days, by the end of the week ideally, then this might be a short-term candidate for a bounce. But ultimately, you are going down lower. So you might see as the market starts going up higher, the market may help it to go down, to go up some more. So you might see a short-term bounce, but ultimately, I think it's going down to that $13 level or so. And again, you have to take it one step at a time. Usually, the near-term projections are more reliable because you have more factors. But then, as you project out into the future, you're less likely to know because you haven't seen the pattern yet. But based on the weekly chart, what we are seeing is a sharp bearish move, and so this stock definitely wants to go down lower. So if you want to hold this for a longer term, be very, very careful. The market might have a little bit more upside into February and March, but then by the end of March or so, depending on when we start the correction in the market, you have to be very, very careful with this stock. It's not looking healthy at all. So be very careful. Don't hope on this stock if you're in a losing position. Just have your stops in place and be very responsible with it.